All right, the GSAT exam is officially over. Take a deep breath, you've earned it. But now the real work begins. We're in that critical window between finishing the exam and the application deadline. And believe me, this is your golden opportunity to figure out what you truly want to do.
And here's the thing. To make a smart choice, you absolutely cannot just rely on those glossy university brochures. I mean, of course they're only going to show you the good stuff. The real key is to get online, do some digging, and find both the glowing reviews and the negative ones. That's the only way you're going to get the complete, honest picture.
Okay, so here's our game plan for this explainer. We're going to walk through 5 key areas to help you think like a strategist. We'll start with your post-exam strategy, then map out the most popular majors, do a deep dive into accounting, uncover a really interesting secret about the math sections, and finally show you how to find your best shot. So first up, strategy. Why is this time, right now, so incredibly important? Well, it's because the individual application process is how the vast majority of students get into university. This isn't the time to sit back and wait. It's prime time for research to make sure you're playing to your strengths. You know, to really understand any single major, it helps to see the whole playing field first. So let's zoom out and take a look at the bigger picture. Which fields are actually attracting the most students? When you look at the data, a pretty clear story emerges. Tech and business are definitely king. You've got information and electrical engineering right at the top, followed by a whole cluster of business-related majors. And holding its own at number 6 is accounting, which is our focus today. It still pulls in over 1,000 students, which is about 2% of all applicants. Now, we've actually covered those top 5 majors in other explainers. If you're curious, the links are down in the description for you. But today, we are zeroing in on number 6, accounting. We're going to pull back the curtain and see what admissions committees are really looking for. So let's get right to the heart of it. When it comes to getting into an accounting program, which GSAT subjects actually move the needle? The answer? Well, it's probably not what you think. Now, if you just glance at the data for all universities combined, it looks pretty straightforward. It seems like Chinese is the most important subject by a mile, followed by social studies and English. Math almost looks like it barely matters. But, and this is a really big but, this bird's eye view is actually incredibly misleading. It's hiding a much more interesting pattern underneath. And this right here, this is the secret rule. This is the hidden logic that different tiers of universities use to pick their students. It's not a one-size-fits-all approach at all. It's a strategy that changes completely depending on the school's ranking and what they're trying to achieve. Let me show you exactly what I mean. Let's look at the evidence starting at the top. For the absolute elite universities like National Taiwan University and National Cheung Kong University, their focus is crystal clear. Look at the weighting for Math A. It's huge. We're talking over 39% at NTU and a massive 51% at NCKU. They're using the toughest math exam as a filter to find the best of the best. Okay, but what happens when we look at the mid-tier schools, places like Suzhou and National Pingtung? The strategy completely flips. All of a sudden, Math A is gone, and Math B is the star of the show. At Pingtung, Math B makes up almost 74% of the weighting. They're deliberately choosing the more accessible math exam. And then there's a third group. For some universities, maybe ones that are more focused on filling seats, the whole screening process gets way simpler. For schools like Xichen and Chinese Culture University, they put 100% of their focus on just one subject, Chinese. Here, the goal is less about pinpointing elite talent and more about meeting enrollment targets.
So we've seen the what, but now for the really fascinating part, the why. What's the strategic reason for the top universities being so obsessed with Math A? I promise you, it's not just because they love difficult math problems.
Here's the secret. Math A is simply a better sorting tool. Because it's so much harder, it creates a wider spread of scores, making it much easier for elite schools to identify who the truly exceptional applicants are. With the easier Math B, you get this huge logjam of students with nearly identical high scores. For an admissions officer at a top school, that's a total nightmare to sort through. All right, this is all great information, but the most crucial part is how you can take this insight and use it to build a smarter, more effective application strategy for yourself. So here's your 4-step playbook. Step 1, identify your tier. Be realistic about the level of university you're targeting. Step 2, become a detective. Go find the specific subject weightings for the schools you're interested in. Step 3, think like they do. Ask yourself why they're prioritizing these specific subjects. And finally, step 4,
Connect the dots. Build your application to perfectly align your strengths with their priorities. So, we've cracked the code for accounting. But the real secret is that every single major has its own hidden logic, its own secret set of rules. You now have the framework to figure it out. So don't just apply and hope for the best. Be a strategist. The answers are out there waiting for you. Go find them.